Herbivore. Herbivore.
Cats on there for you. You have a bit of cats. Hi, any Patreons or channel members watching this on the replay. Thank you so much for your continued support. It means the absolute world. How is everyone? Who's in the house? Ankarad. She's a YouTuber, don't you know? Subscribe to her. She's great stuff. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here resting with my mam. And there's a Gemma and a Hench Herbivore emoji and a heart and a vegan thing. Nice. Hey, Ankarad. And how are you, Linda? Eliza's here, formerly Purple Piplup. She's been weight training. What
nice.
What body part or parts did you do, or how do you do it?
You should know how to do that.
Pomodorino. He's here with his. God, he's really high up in the ranks. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, I've got a bit of dried apricots in my teeth.
We've been eating some dried fruit, haven't we?
Sorry, we're running a bit late today. We went out to do a few reels, and everything takes longer than you sort of think.
Yeah, on the way back, Paul said something funny, and I said, "Oh, I'll do that as a reel." So we quickly shot one that we weren't expecting to shoot as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you'll all find it funny when it comes out.
Hopefully, that was worth the whiles. Robert Pacino's here, my good friend. Good to see you, vegan realist, of course. Suzanne's in the house, and Raz and Kelly. My sugar daddy's controlling me. He stops you from getting notifications. Yeah, a funny thing, YouTube. It's a funny thing. I don't know what's going on half the time. Mia is in the house. That's a lovely name. And young Kai, good to see you as well. Plant-based powered. Henchy Poo. And he brings up a good point. Shark. Where is my shark? I better get the animals ready in case someone donates those special amounts. Where's the shark? Who's had my shark?
Oh, God.
Well, no one could donate anything 64 because it'll be broken.
Cowboy Stephen.
There he is.
Sorry, I blamed Cowboy prematurely then, when she hadn't done anything.
Right. I think I'm good to go. Eliza, I find different workout routines to try on YouTube. Nice. And what one did you try today, please?
Nice.
Richard Benham's up in there. Hassim. No, I see there's one or two newbies in it. Please introduce yourselves if you wish to. We like to welcome everyone to the stream.
What have you all been doing today? We just are constantly
What have you been bleeding down on?
thinking about videos to make and reels, and we're still working on our course. We just did a whole video all about fats, didn't we? Nuts, seeds, avocados with recipes and all nutritional information. That was really good. We're like one video close. We've got 12 videos now for our course. Not too much more to go, so we're very excited about that. And thanks to everyone that came to the cook-along on Wednesday. That was a lot of fun. That was our first sort of live cooking that we tried out. And
Well, I suppose we did it on the Jane Unchained network
that's
once,
very
didn't
true.
we?
Yeah, I guess I meant on
We
our
had a
channel.
policeman come round and invade our home about halfway through. We were very consummate professionals. No one even knew.
People might wonder what that's all about now. Maybe you have to say.
We'll leave that to your imagination.
Okay.
Raz, do you do YouTube full-time, Hench? No, some of the time I do Instagram. But no, yeah, I am a full-time... well, we're both.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing stuff behind the scenes and working on cookbooks.
I suppose you're more sales, whereas I'm more marketing. I suppose that's a fair way to...
Yeah.
Not that we don't both do a bit of the other as well.
Yeah.
We're a good team. Yeah, so what has it been, about a year now? We've been sort of full-time making our living from content.
I'm going to say
More than a year now.
I don't know. Yeah, for a long time you were doing like had PT clients, didn't you, as well? But then at some point you made the full switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not look back. It's a lot of fun. Richard Benham, the chili wedges are a winner. Thank you. Where did we? Well, we made a video, didn't we? YouTube video.
Yeah,
of
that's
the
right.
wedges. Are they going in the new cookbook? Or no? If they're not, they bloody ought to.
This next book is all about fast meals. And
Speedy vegan.
They're not something that's quick. It's not like a whole meal as quick as it. So I don't think in this one. But maybe if we do a printed book and we put a few extra recipes in there that we haven't come up with so far, maybe that can be one of them. Yeah.
But yeah, they're delicious. Why are they so delicious? They're like crunchy, aren't they, and spicy.
So they've got tahini and almond flour.
Tahini, almond flour,
and
chili powder, I guess.
And so they're kind of steamed, so they're pretty much cooked, and then you put all the stuff on, and then you bake them, and they just go really crispy. And they remind me of wedges that I've had from a chip shop.
Yeah,
a bit
same.
as well, like the flavourings, like the coating on there. Yeah.
You've got that fatty element, but it's not from oil, so it's not so harmful. And
if you want them fattier, you could put more tahini on if you want them to be extra decadent.
Yes, I do. Kelly, the live cook along was so good. Thanks, darling. And I loved your photo of your food. Looked sensational on Instagram. Yeah, well done, you.
Yeah.
Eliza, I do a workout by Chris Harris called Workout at Home for Beginners, dumbbells only. That's convenient. Valsa Music, huge pile of sorghum, lime tofu, pinto beans and greens. My latest health food. It sounds great.
That does sound really nice.
I'm right in there. Oh, Chris Herrier. Herrier? Don't know how to say that.
Not heard of them.
No. Hasim, love the hair, Gemma. You too, Paul. You've been cheeky. I got no bloody hair.
Freshly dyed it today. It's gone blue again. I meant to go purple, but that's fine.
Purple piplup. Raz, where do you get tahini, or do you make it? I've been able to find it. Upside down face.
Oh, just sometimes supermarkets, but mostly I think I get it online. There's different ones you can get. I've sort of over the years learned which tahinis and nut butters to get that don't separate, and then the bottom bit's really dry and the top bit's oily, and you have to mix it really hard. Like I found ones, so pippin nut for like nut butters, they're great. They're all really well mixed, and you don't get the layer on the top. And tahini, so I often get that from like world food shops. So really.
I think you're trying to say Asian supermarkets.
Asian supermarkets, actually. Yeah, sorry. Like a really tall tub with a green lid, and it's like a.
You heard the man, Tubbs. Get up dressed.
Tub. You can get it on Amazon as well, actually. I think.
What's the brand?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Russell brand.
I'll tell you. But yeah, places like Asda and Tesco's and stuff do tahini, but smaller jars, and then the ones that separate. So I don't tend to go for those.
Plant-based power. Does beans have the highest fibre content? I don't know really what's got the highest content, but they would be right up there. Yes, certainly. Yeah, they're full of the good old soluble fibre that like grows it soaks up the water. So legumes and like whole grains. That's the soluble fibre. It's a really good fibre that you. You need both. You need about a 50-50 mix apparently, but the soluble's good because it sort of bulks out your stool, and the heavier your poops, the more healthier you are. So I should live till about 1,000 years old.
Good. Here's the brand. Here's the brand. Pipkin.
Pipkin? Would never have guessed that brand was called Pipkin.
Yeah, I never.
Oh, I'm thinking of a similar bottle, but with green on it and like sort of Asian like lettering and stuff.
Okay. This is my favourite one. It's really just 100% tahini.
It's some tahini is quite bitter, but that one's quite mild, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess some are ground with the shells on, some don't have the shells on. So I don't know what one that is, but it's really liquidy.
I think the difference is it says hulled, doesn't it? But I just wondered if some of them are roasted first.
Okay.
And some not, perhaps. Does that say whether it's roasted?
It does say roasted.
Oh, it's roasted.
Okay.
Right. That's a shame because you get more advanced glycation end products.
Yeah.
So not the healthiest. Eliza, it's quite intensive. I do 1 or 2 rounds of it with 5 kilo dumbbells. Nice. That was music. Obviously, it was a low-fat tahini because I would drown my food in it. If I would take a lot of ingredients. Yeah, but then it wouldn't be so enjoyable, would it? Is the thing.
What I tend to do when I make a dressing is...
Well, I agree that other ones are not as good. So
Yeah. I get like a cup. I'll put a tablespoon of tahini. I'll put like...
1 girl, 2 cups.
Maybe a tablespoon of apple
1
cider
cup.
vinegar. Some nutritional yeast, load of herbs, and then it's like too thick, so then I'll put a bit of water in to like thin it out so I can get it over more of my sort of salad or the snack or whatever. That's what I do if I want to make it go further, sort of thing. I do that quite regular.
Super chat. Peter Cunnington, you lovely man. He's very generously donated $2 Canadian bucks. Have you seen Stephanie Lang video, Why You No Longer Vegan? No, I saw that some people had done a response. I might have watched about half of a... Did Goji Man do a response? Yeah, I was a bit late to the party, or I might have done my own response, but I saw like loads of people had already done it. But no, I've not really, I've not watched her video through. I saw a little bit of it.
Oh, it's old. I think it's Streamlabs playing up.
Yeah. It's nice to play up every now and again,
Read this on
don't
the
it?
last stream, didn't we?
I still feel the urge to salute though.
Yeah, I wish I had to.
Yeah, hasn't she said something about collagen, you know, and when collagen is just like a tripeptide, it's glycine, is that the name of a protein? An amino acid, I know it's proline, glycine, and then together with one of any other amino acid, and just repeated, it's such a basic like protein. Like, just because you're eating collagen, like your body, you're going to break that down and digest it. It's going to be like it's the building blocks pretty much that get through the wall of the small intestine into the bloodstream. So whether that was collagen or whatever it was, like why is your body necessarily going to make collagen from it? We make 2 million odd different like proteins. So... You know, that's like eating meat to make muscle. Like you can make muscle from the amino acids from plants because plants are actually the only thing that make essential amino acids in the first place. Like we and other animals merely recycle them. So it's just ridiculous. It's a bit like getting a Lego castle or getting a box for the Lego castle with all the bits in it. So you can either build it from the box or you can get the castle, smash it up, break it, and then like rebuild it. Like there's no need to do that. You can just build it with the constituent parts. Does that make sense?
I believe so. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's very silly. I don't really know who she is. Is she? I had quite a little quick look. Is she like more of a beauty? Like I think she's got a bit of nutrition knowledge. Has she? Well, obviously not a lot. Hers is like stupid, but yeah, is she more of a beauty channel? I saw that she's got a few subs. Yeah, maybe I should have done a video, but yeah, I felt like I'd sort of missed a party on that one. It behooves you to be timely. Thanks for the super chat. That's really nice of you. CJ Rogers, a vegan should have long hair. Well, that's vegan racist. How dare you? False music. I like to pan roast the seeds or add a lemon and a bit of maple syrup. Cool blast. That sounds good. Plant-based powers is eating oatmeal with triple berries, bananas and dates. That sounds
Triple berries, eh?
great. God, triple berries. Sounds like a new way of saying Clarky cats.
Okay.
Got any triple berries, mate?
Anyone know what we're talking about?
I hope not. Korsho Gogula is in the house. Welcome. D. Hey Hench, how do Inuit have a life expectancy of nearly 80 when they eat predominantly? I don't believe they do. I believe that that's likely nonsense. And I know that their risk factor for stroke is nearly double your average American. And if whoever's talking about that used the word Eskimo, you know that is years old BS. And Eskimo is a racial slur. And they were like saying that in like the paper or whatever report that was. That's nonsense. Don't you worry. CJ, were you inspired by Sporticus from Lazy Town? Truly. Was I inspired by? No. I'm not sure why you're saying that. Is fruit truly sports? Oh, I'm guessing that's something from Lazy Town. I'm afraid that I'm not of the age to have watched Lazy Town, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, I guess if that was some messaging, like that's some healthy messaging. I mean, fruit is amazing. Not fruit juice, mind, devoid of fibre. That stuff will give you Alzheimer's disease, apparently. But fruit attached to the fibre with all the polyphenols, one of the healthiest things you get. Great for energy. Plant-based. My morning smoothie with everything in it is berries, greens, seeds, nuts, veggies, and lots of fruit. Good on ya.
Nice.
That sounds familiar. That looks like my man, Ralph Similar. Eliza, she's another one of those ex-vegans who had a lot of gut issues before going vegan and didn't deal with, figures. Crucial. What foods to eat to feel more energetic? Whole plant foods.
Carbohydrates?
Oh yeah, I would recommend higher carb foods, so legumes, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, particularly tubers. And then you want a little nuts and seeds as well, but too much fat will make you feel sort of sluggish, but you do need a minimum of essential fatty acids. Plug your foods into the Chronometer app and check that you're getting all your micronutrients. If you're eating predominantly or whole plant foods, if you're eating enough calories, you should hit pretty much all your micronutrients without really too much worry. But there is a couple of concern if you don't know what you're doing and pay it a little bit of mind. Of course, we need to supplement vitamin D3 in the winter months. Vitamin B12 we need to supplement. Yeah, but other than that, you should be doing it with your food. Obviously, iodine is another thing. Some people struggle with that, so either some seaweed. Some dietitians now are not recommending seaweed because they say that the amount of iodine can vary like 6-fold. And if you get that wrong with something like kelp, you can potentially like OD on it. I mean, I guess you can like underdose as well. I don't really know what the range is where they say it can vary 6-fold. Like, is like the recommended dose in the middle of that variance, or so it's a bit of a worry. So certainly people with thyroid disorder, based off of that, probably should use a supplement rather than the seaweed.
Something new you got from Gemma Newman, wasn't it?
Dr. Gemma Newman.
Dr. Gemma Newman.
She's great. Yeah, more into beauty. Booty. Rarely beautiful. 66. Execute order 66. Raz, is it possible to lean out whilst gaining a bit of muscle? Yes, I'm in a weird shape at the minute. Top half's going well, but my belly handle still exists. So I would, if you want a bit of both, I would say maintain your body weight. So eat enough calories that, 1 week later you've not changed in weight. But if you're doing a progressive overload program, you're lifting slightly more weights every week or two, like you're getting stronger. If your body weight is staying the same, therefore obviously you must be burning fat because you are very definitely building muscle. So that would be the most effective way to do that. I think it's possibly not sustainable for the masses. Like after a time, it feels to me like we need to either eventually go into a surplus to gain or a deficit to cut. But as to how long you can get away with that for, or if you're one of those people who can get away with it indefinitely, trial and error, I suppose. Plant-based pad. I'm reading Fibre Fueled. That is a great book by Dr. Will Bulsiewicz. It's interesting that you've got bacterial drugs. Anything you put in your mouth, you're bacterial. something. Yeah, basically the good bacteria eat soluble fibre, resistant starch and polyphenols. What do those three things have in common? They're all found in whole plant foods and pretty much nowhere else really, or not to a very large degree certainly. And then the bad bacteria eat everything else, medications, alcohol, refined sugar, animal fats, animal proteins. Yeah, so if you want to be unwell, don't eat whole plant foods, do eat these other things and take loads of meds. Ash G, found a ferret in our back garden. Nice. No one claimed him and we can't find his owner. Is he like a wild creature? I don't know. A ferret, oh, it depends where you are in the world, I suppose, doesn't it? So he's ours now. You've kidnapped him. Feels strange buying meat for the first time in 6 years, even though it was for him. Are they?
Can ferrets be vegan? I don't know anything about ferrets.
Yeah, I've got no clue.
Yeah, that is that's something that we struggled with many years ago. Was one point we just suddenly were like, I can't keep buying meat for these cats that we look after. Just it gets to you.
Daniel, midwinter. You should team up with Earthing Ed and Cosmic Skeptic and do TED Talks, Nutrition, Morals, Environment. Okay then, I'll do it. Sign me up. Hungry Greek Mexican, Gemma, your hair looks wonderful.
Thank you, that's very kind.
Are you chatting my missus up? And if not, why not? You said she's ugly.
Oh god.
You're picking on me. No, I don't want that to be on my back.
I'm trying to show you you've got orange hair, but then I realised that I've got blue hands from dyeing, so I can't talk. I'm also doing it bad.
I haven't got orange hair.
The orange fluff, I meant to say, from his hoodie. Don't worry about it.
JB 001's in the house. Jeff Carter, my mum loves her snacks, particularly chips and cookies, which are high in salt and sugar. That's the human condition, I'm afraid. That's sad when it's our loved ones. What do you recommend she eats to satisfy her cravings that can still be healthy? I recommend that she eats enough volume of healthy whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. If she fills herself up, and these foods can be delicious, like the herbs and spices. Fruits can be very sweet and delicious. Tropical fruits, dried fruits. Add in a bit of cocoa powder to desserts. You can make the food delicious. But the point is not to get hungry. If you fill yourself up with these lower calorie healthy foods, you're not drawn to eat like junk. No, that's the trick. Eat enough volume. But yeah, make it tasty. Use the herbs and spices. Use the delicious tropical and dried fruits. Kitten Frost brings up a good point. Veganism. Thanks for that. D, okay, I tried reading a website, carnivore diet, they said, what? I tried reading a website by a carnivore dieter and they said 79.5 years.
Oh, for the Inuits?
What the carnivore diet is, for one thing, they're thick enough to think eating a diet solely of the worst foods for health is best for your health. And then, of course, they're going to have a bias, and they're going to, what are their credentials, really?
Don't listen to them.
It's a load of old claptrap. Kitten Frost, you seem to be very reactive, and I ask, why are you threatened by people who wish to lessen suffering in the world? What's gone wrong that you feel threatened by nice people? I feel really sorry for you. Maybe you feel attacked because obviously if we're doing all right, then you're eating animals unnecessarily, and we're all the hero of our own story and wouldn't do anything not kind, and of course you know, valuing an animal's life, you know, more than your sandwich, you know, that might. So maybe you're feeling attacked, and I'm trying to lessen suffering. I'm not trying to cause you to suffer. So there's no need to be like reactive and like horrible. And I forgive you. And I hope that we can be friends. But I have blocked your comments, so I don't have to see stuff like that. Not to be horrible to you, but to be nice to me, because I'm just a nice guy doing nice things in the world, and I don't need people being rude. You won't do it to my face, so grow up. Cheers.
Have you done it?
I've done it. I went on a little rant, didn't I? Little ankle nippers.
You think you can say that vegans are shit in it? He's being naive.
He's being naive. Sorry, Anchorage, she's a bad swearer.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even know it. Tell it. Why do you laugh?
I don't know. JB001, the choc chip pulsar bars are yummy, Jeff. I didn't know that Mooncat's dog was in there. Angerad, we're enjoying your wedges tonight. Lovely with our dinner. Absolutely delicious. Thanks, darling. Yeah, we're really fond of them. I feel like they're the best wedges I've ever eaten. And that's not me showing off because I'm not the one who made them.
We should probably have those like tomorrow and then the next day.
Ah, yes, please.
And then the next day.
Why have I got an itchy nose?
And you brought up a good point. Where's Mooncat? How dare he?
Mooncat.com.
How dare he not be?
He hates us.
Oh.
He's fed up with me sponging off him for IT support.
Cowboy.
Bo is in the house. Bombay's powered. The book says when your good bacteria is in dysbiosis, that causes diseases.
Cowboy.
Yeah, the gut microbiome is the key to your health. It really is.
Yeah, cowboy. Hi.
Mothman, I bought a Tesco high strength vitamin D. I noticed that it says suitable for vegetarians. Is it okay for vegans, do you reckon? That's a really good question. So normally the issue with supplements is the shell, the capsule. So a lot of capsules are made from gelatin from animal products. So that's often, if it says suitable for vegetarians, they've sorted that bit out. Lanolin from sheep, like a sheep sweat, where they get the vitamin D from, for most supplements. Is that technically vegetarian? Because the sheep wouldn't have had to die. So I'm guessing that can be vegetarian, but not vegan. If it was vegan, I imagine it would say vegan on it because it would have to be sourced from lichen instead of lanolin. So I'm going to guess no. The vast majority of vitamin D supplements are not vegan. I would really... Was he purring?
Yeah.
I would really say it. I'm pretty certain that they would all pretty much need to say vegan on the bottles if any company is doing a vegan specific one. If not, they're pretty much guaranteed to be non-vegan.
Sheep sweat. What a strange...
Hashtag. Well, it's not technically sweat, but it is a sebaceous secretion that works the simple way to sweat. Really.
I don't want sebaceous secretions from anybody.
They put it on cornflakes to stop your cornflakes going soggy.
Sweet cornflakes. Yuck.
Ash G, no wild ferrets, all domestic here. Ah, you live and learn. So where do ferrets come from then?
Their mummy's tummies.
Martin Wallace, no, ferrets are like cats, they need meat. How do you explain this one then? She's been vegan for 6 years. Is it 6 years or
Something
longer now?
I don't know.
7 years?
Something or other. Quite a number of years.
Raz, do you ever get ill? No, never. Not since the second I went vegan. I've not been ill since being vegan until I ate junk food for a few days and the weekend got cold, started health foods, plant-based again, I was fine, treated the same. But I am like 10 times more well the longer I've been whole foods plant-based.
I wouldn't wouldn't say that I'm never ill, but for me, like, I do have an autoimmune disease, but I'm way better than I've been in my entire life. And when I do get sick, sometimes I think, oh, I'm feeling something. I'll just, relax a little more today. Wonder if I'm coming down with something. The next day I'm fine. Like, that's happened every time that I've thought I'm gonna be ill over, last couple of years or whatever. That's what happens. I just think something's coming, and then it's just gone. I just like hydrate a bit more, rest a bit more for just one day, and then I'm absolutely fine. Like, it's insane.
Benjamin Truss. The best book about thyroid is Thyroid Healing by Anthony William, the medical medium. Actually, all his books are 100% recommended, especially Cleanse to Heal and Celery Juice. Thank you for your perspective.
Yeah, I've read his books. They're interesting. Yeah. Well, not all of them. I've read 3 of them.
Martin Wallace brings up a good point. Aston Villa. Benjamin Truss, check out his YouTube. I probably watched a couple of his videos when he first came on the scene, like years ago. Ash G. Ferrets are domestic, especially as he is white. Wild ferrets and polecats found in Western Wales. Oh, let's move to Western Wales. Hasim, are psilocybin mushrooms good for depression? Yeah, so there's now 40 or 60. I think there's 40 major institutions around the world studying psilocybin in therapeutic sessions. They're using counselling in conjunction with it, but they're studying psilocybin, LSD, or different hallucinogens. And of course, there's lots of caveats. It's not for everyone, and don't take this as a recommendation that you should do this stuff. But if you look on the net, there's some great stuff. Some scientists from UCLA, Imperial College London, Johns Hopkins University, just real major institutes, and the success rate apparently is phenomenal for depression, for anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, addiction. It seems to be nothing short of miraculous for a lot of, not for everyone. And again, some people, there's caveats. Under age 25, you shouldn't be taking psychedelics because it can hurt your brain development. If you've got red-green colour blindness, you can be left with traces and basically not be able to see for like days on end. Schizophrenics as well, it's not good for, is it? So, do your own research, but I have some experience of them, and I can't speak highly enough in my personal experience. Also, of course, they're illegal in a lot of countries, including mine. So obviously, I didn't actually do them, despite what I just said. If you want to go the legal route, CBD is very good against depression and anxiety as well. So. And
Wim Hof, his method's great for depression as well, actually.
Really
so the cold therapy the breath work. You can look that up.
Bit of meditation. So now in the morning, I get up, I go straight into my breath work. So I do 3 rounds, 30 breaths in and out, really forced, rhythmic, 1 in, 1 out, like timing.
There's YouTube videos where you can follow along, when you're new.
And then I do 90 second, I'll say it more easily this way around. 1.5 breath hold, 2 minutes 15 breath hold, and then a 3-minute breath hold over the 3 rounds. And that really makes me feel amazing. It's meant to be great for your immune system as well. And then I'll get straight into the cold shower until the shower no longer feels cold to me, which actually don't take that long. And then I'll go into my meditation. And me and Gemma are actually both doing some real special meditative work by Joe Dispenza. He's like a real great scientist, and he's sort of got a methodology whereby you can alter parts of your personality. So anything negative sort of emotions, including depression. I'm working on some anxiety at the minute. which I can get if I'm being interviewed and like I'm not in control of like the edit and whatever. I sort of had a negative experience when I was very young, and I've got trauma attached to that, and sometimes it triggers, and I actually have a little bit of a panic attack. I've just realised exactly what it is, so I'm now doing his practice to. I'm going to beat that with it. So that's anxiety, but yeah, depression as well. Any negative emotion that you don't want in your body anymore, he says you can get rid of with these practices, getting into a certain brainwave state. And remembering what it is that you're trying to get over, and just like rewiring your neural pathway. And you know, he started out as a scientist, and he's talking about epigenetics and neural pathways, but he's done thousands of studies, and supposedly he's shown like proof of people basically rewiring their brains, undoing past traumas.
And affecting their body, because your body doesn't know the difference between whether your brain's imagining something, like rehearsing and you're visualising,
or if it's actually happening.
Yeah, so you can affect your body, you know.
And so, whether it's psychedelics, whether it's Wim Hof, whether it's Joe Dispenza, whether people use all different methods, I think, to get to the same destination.
Some people have counselling. Some people combine that with, they do like stuff at home, like shadow work and inner child work. There's all different like approaches, and I guess
different routes up the mountain.
Yeah, see what appeals to you really. And over the years, I've been drawn to different things at different times. I was doing a lot of like inner child work and counselling stuff, and these days I'm more drawn to Joe Dispenza's work and rehearsing who I want to be and focusing more on that, and that feels right for me like now. We're all just on a different path, we're all at a different place, aren't we?
Yeah. Jeff, doctor recommended that my nanny eat meat because she has cancer. Was he one of those backwards doctors that gives you the thing that causes the ailment that you've got? And he's afraid being vegan will make you anemic and not strong enough to handle her meds. So when I used to be a nutritionist, I once wrote a plan for a lady on the smallest amount of calories I ever did. And without trying, she had 3.5 times the RDA for iron. And heme iron causes cancer. We don't have a mechanism to block, or our bodies are about 1/5 as effective at blocking heme iron absorption than they are from plant iron. So we've got enough plant iron, we stop absorbing it. When we've got enough, but if we're having heme iron, like animal-based preformed heme, we can't block like 80% of that. And that creates hydroxyl radicals, which are about the most horrible free radicals, oxygen-free radicals there are, and they just wreak havoc for our bodies, including giving you cancer. So why he's just basically he's got no clue about nutrition, which doctors generally don't. Because why would they? They're trained. I think your average doctor gets about 4 hours their whole career on nutrition, and there'll be things like, if you don't eat enough vitamin C, you'll develop scurvy. Well, who doesn't eat 60 milligrams of vitamin C per day? Like, unless you just eat a bag of sugar. So no wonder they haven't got a clue, but that is sick care. Doctors are not about health care, they're about sick care. And if we take care of our health, we don't need to see the doctor. Not strong enough to handle them. So calories and nutrients. So legumes, whole grains, tropical dried fruits, nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters, avocados, tons of calories, 16 times the nutrients on average of vegetables relative to meat, and not with none of the carcinogenic compounds. Processed meats are a class 1A carcinogen, so they're they give you cancer without a shadow of a doubt. Red meats are a suspected carcinogen, like a probable carcinogen, like class 2A, but yeah, they give you cancer. We've got rodent studies of dairy giving. You can turn cancer growth off and on in rats by titrating the amount of casein, like the solid protein in dairy that you give to them. You know, and I know we're not rats, but we are rodents, and
we are rodents.
we're not rat. What am I trying to say? What was I trying to say then?
I don't know. We are animals?
We are mammals. We are mammals. I'm a rat. I'm a doidy rat. I don't want to swear, but that is effing ridiculous. That is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Really stupid. Get her The Plant Power Doctor by Gemma Newman.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like sometimes people of an older generation, they more like to get their information from doctors, you know, which is fair enough.
Because they don't know how stupid they are in terms of nutrition. Generally.
Yeah.
Dr. Newman aside.
So perhaps
and Dr. Ellen Desmond.
Put her in touch with a plant-based doctor, like via videos, that book, you know, whatever. Yeah.
How Not to Die by Michael Greger.
Yes.
That is so ridiculous. That makes me angry. Hasim Hakon, what is the best milk? I like chocolate hemp milk. I've got to imagine that chocolate milk has probably got sugar and maybe oil in there. So it's probably not the health. It's probably the tastiest. I'll probably be roiled down with it. If you're talking about in terms of taste, it's probably delicious. Yeah. In terms of health, I've got to say soya milk. Just is so much more nutritionally dense, so much more protein than other plant milks. Most of them are just watery nonsense, really.
Watery nonsense. What I would do is get your blender, put in a pint of milk, pint of water.
Now you're doing it.
Oh god, 1 to 2 tablespoons of almond butter, 1 or 2 like big dates. Whiz it up. You've got your own sweetened. Oh, and chocolate. Sorry, tablespoon of cocoa powder. You've got your own chocolate milk that's way healthier and probably tastier as well.
Vegemite Cosmods in the house. Stacey Langley, I've just recently been making an effort to prepare more whole food meals. Feeling great. Thank you both for inspiring me.
Aww.
Thank you for allowing me to inspire you and then feel that rush of feel-good hormones, the fact that I've done some good to a fellow human, that altruism thing. That's one of our 6 human needs, and it's one of the sexier ones, being of service, so thank you very much.
One of the sexy needs.
Raz, have I got any vegan-related tats?
Not so easy to show from the
We might have 1 or 2. I don't know, do they count? They say vegan. I'm going to get one this month. Very good. Very good. Michael, we're really happy to hear that one day at a time is always the best way. I don't know who we're talking to.
We've gone all blurry.
And I've gone blurry. I'll just press the button and then cancel it, and then that'll...
It's done.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? What is that all about?
I don't know.
Corshall, favourite Premier League football club? None of them. Although I did do a nutrition plan for the local football team club captain, one Russell Martin, about 5 years ago now. 4 or 5 years ago. It was when the Game Changers was being filmed, because he was involved in that, and so was I. That's got to be 2015. He was the captain of Norwich City FC, and did his nutrition, and he said his sports performance, because they measure different attributes in the gym, you know, speed, power, like coordination and all those things, and he was gaining better on several markers as a vegan, and it cured his ulcerative colitis, and that was in the newspaper, and I was in there being all fancy and pleased for myself and that. Wanting to go hearts in the house. This has just jumped. Am I miles behind, guys?
Yeah.
Am I miles behind? Guys, I'm going to skip forwards.
You were just there, so you however far back.
Guys, I'm going to skip forwards because I don't want to be too out of date. But if I miss any comments or questions that you want me to answer, pop them back in the chat.
So Mooncat's here. Well, whatever time do you think this is?
Bloody old Mooncat!
I think he said he didn't get a notification or something.
Oh.
I wonder if something happened with that tonight, because we've not had as many people, and it was like unlisted first. And
yeah, somehow YouTube has put it unlisted, which it's never done before.
So something weird has gone on tonight.
Something weird happened, so sorry about that. But we're going to go till we'll go till 1:15 because we started them a bit late. So you can enjoy another 20 minutes of us almost. Race Lever's up in there. Nice to see you. Thanks, Hassim. Plant-based. I drink chocolate almond milk because I can't find the soy milk except for the ultra protein one. Never heard of that. Raz is off to the gym. Have a good workout, my friend. Represent for them. They're vegans. Daniel, I heard that too much protein can accelerate the mTOR gene. Is this correct? Yes. Target of rapamycin. Yeah, it can basically accelerate cancer growth. There's a few pathways like IGF-1 and yeah, it's probably not the healthiest to eat high protein. You know, you're going to be a lot better off eating plant-based versus animal. But, you know, the longest of people on record ate about sort of 7 or 8% of their calories as protein, and 85% of their calories is carbohydrate. So keto dieters, let that be a little clue to how good your diet likely is long term. Eduardo, I want to bulk out vegan protein powder or any supplement. What do you think daily intake of hemp parts can help? Yeah, you'd be better off eating as much whole foods as possible.
What about whole from Vivo? That's like a meal replacer, isn't it? Like a bulking up type of a drink?
Yeah, I think he's saying he's got his protein powder and he wants to possibly like add more protein in on top. So yeah, legumes, whole grains are pretty good. Yeah, hemp parts would be great. Any nuts and seeds really. That race lever does make me smile.
Is he being silly?
Yeah, silly / fun. Chris Grant's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thanks to Racy's Activist is up in here. Subscribe to him. He's blinking great stuff.
Yeah.
You may remember him from such vlogs as 2 vlogs ago when I was up in the city centre and he's marching around telling the world, putting the world to rights with his megaphone. He's a good lad. Kerry Williams is listening while she gardens. Very good. Mooncat, yes, more Hench and Gemma. My lateness is bigger than me. I wouldn't go that far. Hungry Greek, fennel Greek for more. Not sure. Fennel Greek for more milk production. Oh, fenugreek. Are you saying fenugreek? For more milk production and smell like maple. Oh yeah, I've heard something about that. I have eaten fenugreek, but I didn't put those things to the test, if I'm honest. I don't think my body odour's ever smelled like maple syrup. Have you noticed that? Garlic, yeah. Probably.
Some men eat pineapple for a certain reason as well, don't they? That's what reminded me of. Don't talk about that though. Chris Grant, what's the anniversary? Is it a couple of hours? Oh, vegan couple for 9 years. Yeah, vegan couple for 9 years. How long have you been together now? I always forget. I'm terrible at anniversaries.
If that's 9...
10 or 10, 12 years?
No, it's more than that, isn't it? If it's 9 years vegan, then we went vegan straight away when we got back together, were we? Yeah, so was there like probably another year
11
there.
or 12 years.
But wasn't there 4 years?
2 years.
2 years, wasn't it? 2 years off, 2 years on. So what's that?
You mean 2 years on, 4 years off, and then 12 years?
There was 4 years in between. You just said 2.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the time together. You meant the time in between. Okay, so I think we're up to about 14 years.
We did 2 years, and then we had a 4-year break, and now we've done 12 years. Then we'll have an 8-year break, and then we'll be together for a century.
Do we have to have a break?
No.
Great.
Not if you keep making me yummy food.
Okay.
Right, so I was activist. I love my megaphone more than my family.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Cooper posted this a bit earlier. Not sure if you answered. How can I hit my macros when I'm away from home? Can't cook my meals. I'm a reservist in the military, and less than 1% of my food we get is vegan. Wow.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what sort of facilities you've got available. So I suppose it's hard for me to answer, really. But if I'm like out and about or whatever, I'll take advantage of like microwave rice maybe, or breads and things, crackers, cans of beans, because they're pre-cooked, so you just have to drain them. Tropical fruits, nuts and seeds, protein shakes.
I guess you can think every meal in terms of how can I get like a legume or some tofu or something like that in me. So some sort of
or a higher protein,
rich.
so seitan as well.
Yeah.
TVP, like other like pea protein based. I wouldn't go too close to like mock meats, but there's certain replacements that don't have too much in the way of oil. Certainly, I would swerve coconut oil because that's not good for your heart.
And then how can you get some kind of grain or tubers for carbs? And then how can you get some kind of salad or vegetables? And then think about getting a fruit and a little fat. Like those are the things you incorporate into every meal, aren't they? Like how can you get all of those? Like
so just to paraphrase, a legume or other high protein food, a whole grain, be it like wraps or bread or rolls or packet rice. You can get quinoa and things now, can't you? Like bulgur wheat and things. Maybe like lentils in there. Dried fruits are handy because they pack small. You can they're very portable. So dried fruits, nuts and seeds are really good. Whole nut butters, whole tahini and things. Really calorically dense and like make your food tasty and easy to eat. Protein shakes. Cartons of smoothies, maybe.
I'm imagining that every
cereal bars, naked bars.
I'm imagining that every time they serve up a meal, like they'll have like meat and stuff, but I imagine they'll have stuff like I'm imagining like potatoes or some kind of grain or pasta or something like that. So I wonder if you can just pick out the things that might be vegan, like any sort of vegetables that they have, and is there any way that you can ask them if they can just serve you up like some legumes or something? Perhaps, with like meals. I don't know. Yeah. Can you have a chat? Isn't it like more of a respected belief now, like veganism? Like I'm sort of surprised, I'm really surprised and sort of sad to hear that like such a small percent.
I understand in like the army proper, not saying that like you're not doing it properly. It's not what I'm saying at all. But you know what I mean, like the main like army or whatever. I don't really know the terms, that's why I'm floundering. But I did an interview with their radio station. And my understanding was that they do cater for vegans now.
Like they have
in the army.
like
it is a protected
belief,
isn't it? So
yeah. I don't know if you could have a chat with anyone, like
have a chat. I'll come down there and sort them out. Yeah, mush.
The food is cheaper if it's like whole food. So
well, this was the thing I was saying to them. Like, you need to put all of your soldiers on whole plant foods because you'll save money.
Cheaper,
and they'll be healthier.
Yeah.
Fitter.
More energized. Yeah. Maybe you could look back on the channel at that interview with that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you could share that if you fancied doing anything like that. Yeah.
And just carrying on from Cooper, much appreciated. I only really considered protein powder, but all your recommendations can certainly work. And another thing is like a meal replacement, like Vivo Life's Whole. So that's like powdered whole plant foods and protein powder and some good quality vitamins and minerals and things. I'm a brand ambassador with Vivo Life, so if you want any protein or meal replacements, or vitamins and minerals, etc. Links down there. 10% off, code HENCH10. Give us your money. Right, where were we?
We've got 6 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes.
Richard, Hench, them falafels you uploaded today, are they using the quinoa and chickpea burger recipe?
Oh, no, I just made them in a real traditional way. So it was just in the blender, can of chickpeas, parsley, lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of oat flour. Usually it's a flour, I just put oat 'cause that's all we had. Cumin, salt and pepper. And I just whizzed it up. Oh, and a little onion. And then made it into balls and put them in the oven.
What are the flavourings? Parsley and coriander?
Just parsley and cumin and lemon.
They were
pepper.
delicious. Activist, what's something good to eat before the gym? What I eat is basically the same thing, whether it's pre-workout, post-workout, breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper. If I'm bulking, if I'm cutting, if I just want to be healthy, it's the same thing. Just anything made with whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. The best food for working out is the best food for not getting sick. It's the best food for recovering. It's the best food for your brain, for your heart, for your everything. Whole plant foods.
You typically time it so that you eat a bit your regular meal. You go to the
That's
gym.
what I wanted to say. 1.5 to 2 hours pre-workout. Don't try to eat in less than an hour and a half before you train. Because 1, you'll feel sick because it'll be in your stomach. And 2, like it won't have had time to start to seep into your bloodstream to actually fuel you. So 1.5 to 2 hours pre-workout, nice, healthy, whole vegan, whole plant foods.
So what if, say, someone the day gets like protracted and it's
And they're
been
running
too
late?
long? Yeah, like
If
some
you
fruit, dried
if you're running late, I would say something like a fruit smoothie with a bit of protein powder. You don't really want any fat in this because it's going to slow your digestion down.
handful of dates.
Yeah, dried fruits. Yeah.
My laptop's died.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Jeff, been vegan a year now, been having some digestive issues, tried to remove gluten and taking berberine and garlic with minor improvements. Any advice? So I'm guessing if you're taking berberine and garlic, I'm guessing you're after that allicin. Are you thinking that you may have SIBO? And my advice would be, if you don't know what you're dealing with, don't add in things like, I mean, garlic, a bit of garlic's obviously not going to hurt you, but like an extract like berberine or like allicin or like grapefruit seed extract. If you've not got SIBO, you're going to be hurting your good gut microbes for no good reason, and that is your potential for good health. I would recommend that you get diagnosed. So run some tests, comprehensive stool tests, organic acids tests, SIBO tests. I mean, I'm no expert, which is why I worked with Simon Hammett, aka Hamnet, aka Goji Man. So he told me what tests I needed. And yeah, the SIBO test picked up that I had SIBO. Then he prescribed me berberine and the other 2. And very quickly we solved my issue. But had I not have had SIBO and just thought, because symptoms can, they can be different things. So it's good to get like proof before you start throwing things in willy-nilly. That's the first thing he would say. So yeah, I would run some tests. But yeah, it could be an intolerance to. I mean, and if you're trying too many things at once, like removing gluten and adding in some antimicrobials. So if you are getting benefit, like what is it that's doing it? And now are you going to keep doing both? I would do one thing at a time and really like test it out. Like take out gluten for a month and then have a massive serving, like all day long, eat nothing but gluten. And pretty soon you will get your answer. It might not be very nice. I'd have some buscapans on hand and a toilet. Yeah, but it can be many reasons. Is your diet healthful? So you're saying you're vegan. Like a vegan diet can mean, basically it tells me what you're not eating. I've got no idea what you are eating. And if you're not eating the healthiest diet, then you can well have some digestion issues. Ideally, you eat whole plant foods. If you're still having problems, maybe you transition too quick, so you've not got enough of the good gut bacteria, like the Prevotella strains, to deal with the extra fibre now. So we need to transition over slowly. We can be allergic or intolerant to certain foods, so it's good to try gluten, try soy, try peanuts. Like
you could keep a food diary for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you were saying, just change one thing at a time. That can be helpful. In the meantime, until you get some test results and stuff, if you're having some discomfort, you could look up the low FODMAP diet. It basically is about taking out the foods that most typically cause some symptoms if you've got some underlying issues. That can be really helpful for short-term relief, from pain and different things.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good point. It's definitely not a long-term thing, but removing high FODMAP foods can be a lifesaver for many people. What is that Monarch University app?
Yeah, so if you just type FODMAP into your apps, I think it's like a couple of quid, but it just tells you like all the different things that, it's like a traffic light system. It tells you like certain foods, like how much of it is typically usually safe for people with issues and which foods definitely not have, etc. It's really helpful.
Dr. Will Bulcevich's the Fibre Fuel book is really good for all that.
Yeah, he talks about FODMAP diets. His recipes are to do with FODMAPs and reintroducing them slowly. There's like a plan in there, and talks all about different issues, doesn't he? It's very good.
You may be able to get a SIBO test if you're in the UK on the NHS potentially. They do now consider SIBO a thing. So if you really, I would just really lay it on thick that you've got all the SIBO symptoms, and see if you can get a test, and then you'll know whether you should be taking. But I wouldn't self-diagnose. I wouldn't medicate either. I would work with a professional to do it properly. I would, knowing the stuff I know, I wouldn't be treating myself. I would defer to someone like Simon, who is a real genius on that stuff, and to use tests as well. Right, I hope that helps. It's miserable when you have that stuff going on, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we've done our time.
We've done our time. Okay then. Right. Okay, guys, we better. I better go and do some. I'm doing some reels at the minute, Instagram reels. They're really growing the old.
Very funny ones today.
Yeah, we've been having fun growing the Instagram account a bit better. Thanks, moderators, though, for keeping us troll free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on our toast, and the cameras rolling. Follow us on the gram, hench_herbivore.
Gemma _herbivore.
Cowboy_herbivore if you like cats, such as what that is behind my head right now. Our 2 cookbooks are currently half price. Link down below. They're great.
I saw someone ask a question about healthy snacks or treats, desserts, something like that. We didn't get to it. And I thought, I'm going to mention the cookbook.
I'm going to plug my book.
So, yeah, if you want healthy desserts.
There's 30 of them.
It's just $4.99. They're all free from refined sugars and oil and
$4.99.
nasty things. So there's some great snacks like little raw energy balls that you can have. They last for months and you can just have a pot of them.
They don't round here, I can assure you of that.
Etc. Then there's more elaborate things, like cakes and bars, like slices, all kinds of stuff. But it's all super healthy. Yeah.
Anything else that we need to talk about? What day is it?
Friday.
So I'm back Sunday morning, probably around 7 a.m, doing a solo live stream.
Sometimes it's a bit later, so keep an eye on Instagram.
I will let you know.
Yeah, when he's coming on.
I'll try and get on for about 7 though. And if not, I'm back with this lovely lady on Monday at 6 p.m. So set a reminder on your phone for those, because YouTube, bless them, they're a bit slow. They don't let you know when we're on, and the bane of my life.
And they're good people.
And they're really good people, and we do make a living, basically on a free to use this platform. So I shouldn't really moan.
Hopefully they didn't hear us. Have a great weekend.
We didn't moan him.
Yeah.
Have a lovely weekend. Thanks for hanging out. We love you guys very, very, very much.
If you're a channel member or patron, you can hang out on the Discord server with us over the weekend.
I think that's it, is it?
I think that's all the things that we normally say. Are you bored of us saying those same things at the end?
Don't tell us, because we have very fragile egos. It's good night from me.
Goodbye from him.
Good night or goodbye?
Don't worry about it.
Let's pick one.
Don't worry about it.
Good night, bye!